All right, thanks everyone for joining us for the final session. We always say the best for last. And a lot of people have been hearing about the Mastercard campaign. I know we had a lot of questions throughout the week we heard about Start Something Priceless. Is that new? Is that changed? Is that an evolution? And well, I've got the man with the plan here to explain it. And I think most of the questions that I've got during the week were, is it changing? Is it an evolution? Is it replacing? And how is it different? How is the message to consumers different? Start Something Priceless. What are you really trying to say?
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you so much for the time. It's actually an evolution. So when you look at the Priceless campaign, we created our Priceless campaign 20 years ago. We celebrated the 20th anniversary about 3 weeks ago. And when we created the campaign was about storytelling. The whole campaign was filled with nostalgia, the dad with the kid going to the baseball game and really enjoying the moment. About 4 years ago, we added a new part to the campaign, which was about going from storytelling to story making. So we created different areas on surprising people with priceless moments, or creating priceless tables where you get hundreds of people to share an amazing moment, or all different areas that we were helping people to create a priceless moment. So we call it story making. And where we are right now is it's a little bit different. So we're going from storytelling to story making to story inspiring. And we believe that this is the right time in the world, right time in North America, to ask people to act. And we want to empower and inspire people to remove barriers and be themselves and really go after their passion and their purpose. So that's where we created Start Something Priceless, and which is more forward-thinking, more action-driven.
Got it. And in July, we had another panel here on the power of music marketing, and one of the examples we gave was while we transformed, we reopened Tower Records in LA as another priceless activation. So Grammy time starts Monday actually for this year, and Mastercard is back in a big way with music, but is there a tie-in between music and Start Something? How do the two work together?
Yes, it's a fantastic tie. Actually, we kick off 2 days ago, maybe some of you have seen it, we kick off our global Start Something Priceless campaign in North America, considering that we are almost half of the revenue of the company. And Ellen DeGeneres helped us kick off the campaign in their show, and what we're doing for Grammys is we brought together SZA, who is the most nominated artist this year, and she's fantastic and very humble, and it really personifies the whole Start Something Priceless moment. And we brought her together with 6 upcoming artists that have defied and broke either stereotypes or removed the barriers. So there might be people that maybe had some physical challenges, and you will see in the video that we're going to show, or really they were bullied, or they really had a lot of different situations where it was pretty much impossible for them to really stand out. And in this campaign, SZA helps them to go to the next level. And then I'll talk a little bit more about the details of the campaign, but it's completely integrated with music as a first step to launch. We thought about Grammys as a global entity, or a global property, and what better to launch something priceless on a global level with the Grammys, which is seen for people around the world.
Yeah, we're going to show you this video in a bit, because these 6 artists all covered the song Don't Judge a Book by Its Cover. And the whole message is, you see a guy with a cowboy hat, don't assume he's a country artist, and on and on and on. So it's really about stereotypes, and just pure inspiration and pure artistry can come from anywhere. But they really have amazing stories, so if we can, I don't know if we can do the lights, but let's show the video.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Our outer experience doesn't really define who we are as people. The way we perceive each other has nothing to do with who we are. Growing up was hard. I was bullied for being different, the way I thought, the way I spoke, calling me camel lips and horse teeth. Self-acceptance usually comes when you're fed up, trying to be, I don't know, somebody else.
I remember looking at this brochure. It was like a kids-themed, this is what you can do when you grow up. And there were chefs and pilots and astronauts and all these people of different professions, including musicians, but they all had two hands. Can't judge an apple looking at the tree.
The blind guy. Oh, I don't know. Like, people are just afraid and they don't know how to interact with somebody that's different. And I started playing and then they were like, oh my God, like what was that? And I was like, oh, now you talk to me.
We sing to the people who are at the back of the class. We sing to the people who sit at the back of the bus with their leg, on that bar. The weirdos, you know, just the misfits. I was a misfit for so long.
They got a picture of us, and they didn't want us to play because they thought we were a rap group. Labels don't work for a band like Radke because, you know, people think that, like, rock is like the white man's world, you know, but a lot of black people back in the day were doing it, so it's another classic example of it being taken away from us.
I would get comments here and there about people, you know, making comments about my ethnicity and even my gender, and them not expecting to see an Asian female or Filipino female, for that matter, doing hip-hop music, saying like, hey, she should stay in the kitchen, she shouldn't be on the microphone.
Okay, I'm choosing to be all the things that make me. They try to judge me and they try to read me.
There's a lot of stigma that comes with being First Nations person, a misconception, a judgment. I'm trying to be a bright, useful foot forward for the youth in my community, my family, and everybody. Some of the darkest, most troubling times I get through are now uniting people.
But it's so hard to even begin the process of self-love. But it's like if you show others compassion while working on yourself, it kind of just creates like a little spark of love. It's a little bit for you, a little bit for them. That's the job. That's our life's work. To force ourselves to be ourselves over and over again.
So that's the get emotional, but that's a video that Ellen actually launched, and then my team just texted me just before that 48 hours, has been 48 hours since we launched it, and we just reached 11 million views from the video, which is fascinating considering that it's at 3 minutes and 44 seconds.
Artists that no one's heard of.
Exactly. An artist that even when my team told me, you know what, let's do this video with Cisa, I said, well, why don't we do it with Eminem? I don't know Cisa. And we back to the whole situation internally, how do you balance and how do you need to listen to millennials and the creative and trust everyone. The campaign it's very interesting. We launched this as I said 2 days ago. On Monday, we have a Mastercard house, which is going to be for a week at the Grammys in New York. And that night, we will actually be previewing the actual music video. So if you heard at the very end of the video, we're teasing on a new song with Cisa and all the 6 artists. And so we're actually be showing that to the media on Monday night. And Tuesday will kick, or maybe even Monday night will kick at the same time. And so everyone will see the music video. It will go into all the different either television or digital companies that can put music video. It's not going to be branded, and the branding will be on outside but not inside of the video. A risk that we're taking, but we believe that the association is very powerful and we want to be pure on that. We also recorded a song that is gonna go on radio, not branded, but it's the same song. And the song was recorded with the 6 artists, and then individually, each of the artists recorded the same song. So when you go, for example, to Spotify, there will be a landing page where you can see the record, and yeah, Mastercard Studios is the producer, and that's pretty much what you see, maybe a logo, but consumers can actually listen to the song and listen and make it part of their lives. At Grammy, on Monday, we're also kicking off a 30-second ad that will go in traditional television and also digital, while our digital campaign is going to launch. And then at the Grammys, we'll do a 1-minute ad that will be a shorter version pretty much of the video. The idea of this campaign, when you look at it, is really inspire and empower, and we decided not to do it just kind of like thinking about 1 or 2 or 3 vehicles to launch a campaign, but really making it more as part of everyone's life, and removing ourselves a little bit in some of the areas from pure branding, and figure out that consumers, with the right amount of weight in the media, consumers will associate the entire thing and look at it more as an ecosystem branding campaign.
It's funny because if it was 20 years ago, we'd have to make CD singles, put them in jiffy bags, and mail them to radio. But on Monday night, my music team, 30 seconds after the music video runs, it's going out to 2,000 radio stations within 15 seconds, instantly. So thank you for technology.
And the music song is fascinating.
It's a great song. But just to go behind the curtain a little bit, we have a big interagency team. There's 5 agencies. You can figure out who they are. And we were tasked with coming up with this integrated campaign for the team. And we had a big conference room, and we created this 50-slide PowerPoint. And the lead agency guy presented it with just enthusiasm and gusto. And we said, "What do you think, Andres?" Waiting for him to jump up and down. He's like, "No, didn't get it." And we're like, "Okay, that was awkward." And he's like, "No, not enough tension." Like, what were you looking for that no one could figure out?
Yeah, so a couple of things. So one thing is, many of you might know, I'm new to Mastercard. I've been in the company for a year pretty much, and I come, similar to the previous panel, I come from traditional packaged good companies like P&G, and companies like that. And coming to Mastercard as someone that doesn't know anything about payments or anything about financial or technology, it was challenging but beautiful, right? So it's I didn't know what to expect, but everybody's like, "Well, we'll listen to it." And one of the key challenges for the agencies and for my team was that I wanted the best idea to come from whoever had the best idea. I didn't want the best idea to come from just the advertising agency or the PR agency, but who has the best idea here? And it was a little bit of getting everyone to work this way to make sure that the ideas were not just coming from, let's call it, the advertising agency, and then everybody, okay, now what are you going to do? And when the concepts were presented for the first time, I think that they lacked tension. And with tension, I mean that there was no kind of conflict resolution. It felt very traditional. And the key thing is the way we are now briefing the agencies is it's with and the advertising agency. The main objective is to create earned media. Okay, so and then your second objective is to create whatever we put on paid media. But if your campaign, the campaign that we create, does not create unbelievable earned media, trash the idea. And that was one of the key things that we went into, I don't know, 10 or 12 series of concept development. But at the end of the day, with this concept, we believe that there is a lot of earned media power, and we can see that after 48 hours how it's kind of like creating a snowball. And then when we look at the campaign throughout the year, and also myself thinking globally what is going to happen, so we're launching here in 2 weeks. We're launching at the Brit Awards. I'll be there as well. Then we're launching at the Champions League, the UEFA, with a video with Pele, where we invited 22 players from 22 countries and had a high tension on political competitiveness. And there is also a conflict resolution very similar. But you see that the campaign, it can lead in multiple areas. There is my final comment. There is a tweet that I read yesterday. Was fascinating. Is someone, I don't know how old was she, but she said that this is unbelievable. The most unbelievable thing about watching the video was that I got happy, sad, and angry within the same execution. Well, bingo, that's exactly what we wanted to create, and that you really get into multiple emotions, because we know that then the advertising or the video or what we're doing is actually connecting with people in a stronger way.
So how long for this campaign? It just launched.
Yeah.
So how are you going to define success, and how long are you going to give it before you can really gauge, did this work? Because this last one was 20 years.
Well, that's another internal battle as well. My team wants to define success with a number of views, impressions. We have, for example, the engagement is at 47%, which is double the engagement that we had before with some of the campaigns. The way I told them is, this coming December 31st, I'm going to judge the campaign for snowball effect. I don't really care about going like this. I think for years we have been just doing campaign, and it goes like this. You kind of like executions. There's one execution on a major league baseball. Go to golf, go to this, go to that, and you are not building on anything. And in this one, what we want is to build the momentum. So the next campaign that will come will be around sports, build the momentum, and so forth. So at the end of the year is, how do we measure not only brand momentum, but campaign momentum, so that we are gearing towards 2019, and then the evolution actually maybe even goes into a higher level of purpose. So that's a little bit of the, still we're fighting internally. I just want one definition of success, and then, you know, the team wants a lot of kind of things, but you know, for me is I want a big snowball effect.
And how do you manage, this conference is unique because there are brands, there are agencies and media companies who want to work with brands. Yeah. And I was next to a CMO from a brand, we did dinner last night, and she was looking at her phone and seeing all the texts from media companies. Let's have a drink, let's have a drink, let's have a, she's snarling, going, I don't want to. I go, well, that's why we're here, number one. But two, what do you want to hear that they're not saying? She goes, say something to me, give me an idea that sparks something. So of course I did. She goes, all right, you all talk to him. I'm like, okay, so in other words, for her, she's just getting barraged with, hey, let's meet for a coffee. So from your viewpoint, I'm sure you're getting barraged wherever you go with every internet, digital content. How do you filter?
Whenever I go, and even at home, it's like, it's
at home.
It's just, they found out, some of the people found out my home address. I'm getting things at home.
Jason?
What's up? But you know what, I don't feel, I think that the key thing here is listening. And I'm a people person, so I really enjoy meeting people. And I'm trying to get the entire team to do the same. Get out, enjoy, meet people, and listen. Listen to, back to the beginning of the conversation, where is the best idea? And how do we do the best idea? Let's say, like, I'll give an example, MLB All-Star Game. The best idea came from the most junior person in our communication department. We trashed everything from all the agencies. It came from her. And that increased the morale of everyone, but also demonstrated to everyone that the best idea can come from everywhere. So if I'm in a room full of co-workers from marketing or agencies, you know what, I'm open to listen to ideas. Of course, I don't have a days of 48 hours, so, but yes, I'm very open to listen to ideas. That doesn't mean that we're going to do business with everybody, but good ideas and great ideas always get ahead of bad ideas, right?
Great. All right, great. So let's open it up to questions. It's a small room. You could probably just shout because I don't see the microphone. But questions? I know people have questions. People always are so shy. You know, do I have to pay someone to ask a question? Depends on the question.
I was intrigued about that shift about 4 years ago from storytelling to story making. A number of books have been written about this, story doing, story making, story. What's your story making in this? Can you describe, are you trying to actually get people not just to share their story?
We want people to
want this behavior change.
Yes,
this
we want
much more immersive. So can you kind of talk about what would be the most immersive outcomes for you?
Yeah, there is, I think the key insight there is, we are at the time that people expect companies and especially the companies that people admire the most, to act and to be part of society and drive change. And our company is very purposeful. A lot of people look at us and say, well, you're a credit card company. We are not. We have credit card, but we have so many things going on, and we want to inspire change and have people act on it. And you will see as we progress, and we will talk a lot more about what we do. For example, not many people know that we are the technology behind the Red Cross, and the Red Cross is providing and assisting people and refugees in Syria. It is Mastercard technology that delivers that money to a person and facilitates their lives. Or if you go to Nigeria, and many other companies in countries, the actual ID card is a Mastercard card that you can also recharge. So there are a lot of things that we're doing that we don't really talk much about, but it's part of who we are. And I think that this campaign connects better this side of the company, which is very purposeful, because it's about eliminating poverty and financial inclusion and things like that, and that having a Priceless that is more engaging and where people should act. Stand for who you are. Don't let society just tell you who they want you to be. And it's very, very, very contemporary, especially for millennials.
Any other questions?
Excellent. Okay, one more.
Just one more. You were talking about the snowball effect and the top KPI being sharing and that kind of thing. I mean, what's the reaction from your media agency and even your boss, who usually brings you millions of dollars in banner ads as their core idea?
It is, well, that's a good question. So because that aligns a lot with my question to the previous panel. You know what? We have a brand that has almost 100% awareness. So from a brand stature, we cannot do that much. But from a brand strength, while we are also way up in the 90s, we can do way more. And I'll give you an example of what I mean with this. With the World Series Game 4. World Series Game 4, it's a Mastercard event, and we had logos in the back. And I had a conversation with the commissioner, and in the conversation, one of the things that we talked about is, you know what, we don't need those logos. Can we exchange those logos and give me 4,000 seats so that we can go and surprise 4,000 kids, actually 2,000 kids and their parent and one parent in the Houston area and bring them to the game. And so that is, if you listen to me talking to the media companies, well, they will die because essentially, and they're getting this from us. But we need to change the game. And this kind of campaign is not about plain advertising. This kind of campaigns are experiential. It's about getting to the people. It's talking. It's getting influencer, and it's higher content on influencer, higher content on ecosystem inside the networks. For example, if you look at networks like looking at NBCU, look at it, they have so many different things. It's not about just going and buying media here and there. It's about how you create and ask them to help us not only tell the story, but then activate the story and get the people to really participate instead of just doing traditional media. It's how is it going with me? I don't know. I don't think I have a lot of good friends right now in the area. But you know what? We need to drive change, and I'm pretty confident that the things are gonna progress in the way that we need, and it's more aligned to where people want these companies to be today.
All right, thanks everyone. We'll see you sooner or later.